Okay.
All right, what up, peeps? Check it out. Me and Murder are here today. Thank you all for stopping by and listening to us ramble about tech stuff. First thing that we were going to talk about, and we were literally talking about it right up until the point when we said, "How you doing, peeps?" We were talking about it. And hey, how you doing, Kuka? Murder found this very, very exciting piece of technology that seems to be not a wave of the future, but it does look like it's going to be something that would be very, very easy to have installed while you build a home. So that's actually kind of cool. But anyway, we found that, well, not we found as much as I was going over the cost and payment options while Murder was looking at some other stuff here. And they're stating that if you were to get a roof in Maryland, that you would end up receiving back to you $8,000 over the course of 30 years. That roughly translates to $266.66 repeated cents per year. So your energy, you would be getting money back in the long run because of the tax credit. So the math sounds pretty cool. You know, pay for it initially, but then you'll get that money back eventually. So, but what we're talking about is the Tesla solar roof. Now, I've already told Murder, and Murder's already told me the same thing. We like these smooth panels because they just look really sexy panels, you know. So, I'm going to link, unless Murder has already done that. I'm going to link to them this.
Oh, yeah. I like the smooth and I like the textured. I don't care for the Tuscan or the slate, but I like smooth or textured, yeah. They look, I think on a house as old as mine, it would have to be textured. Smooth looks a little more modern.
Yeah, it does.
I got an old ass house. It's built in 1930, so I don't want to put like all fancy modern shit on the roof, and the rest of the house will be like
look like ass.
That's like putting big ass new rims underneath a old ass Pinto or something.
Actually, I've seen that done, and it's horrendous.
Yeah,
it's horrendous. Now we were looking at all these, and I put a link in there so you guys could follow us on this. This is directly from Tesla's website about this solar roof. Now, you have all these different options. I should say all these different options. You have 4 options: slate, Tuscan, smooth, and textured. And for me, I really like the look of the smooth only because I hate textured walls. I really do. Even outside walls that are stuccoed, I hate them. I like nice, smooth, straight, 90-degree walls. All that modern architectural shit can just go bye-bye. I don't give a rat's ass about it. So anyway, this here is a very tough tile. They did a test where they actually sent a 2-inch hailstone traveling at 100 miles per hour to hit the different roof tiles. Your traditional roof tiles, shattered. The Tesla solar glass, not so much. And they do state that the Tesla tiles are warranted indefinitely.
Yes, for the life of your home.
Whichever comes first is the way they worded it. In fact, it says here, with tempered glass, solar roof tiles are more than 3 times stronger than the standard roofing tiles. That's why they're offering the best warranty in the industry of a lifetime of your house or infinity, whichever comes first. Watch our hail test video to see how it takes the durability to the whole new level. And that's what you can see right down there is the video of it going on.
Why don't we build a whole new house and for the entire house, roof and siding, just put these tiles on it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, with
You've got a fairly impenetrable forever house.
Yeah. Now, the warranty and specs, peeps, I'm going to throw these out at you. As far as your UL ratings, the ASTM ratings, and the ANSI ratings, they're all different types of safety ratings that have to deal with different types of problems: flooding, wind, water, fire, smoke. Those are all covered under different types of ratings. Okay, so when I talk about them, I guess just take them with a grain of salt. So anyway, the tile warranty, like we said, is infinite or the lifetime of your house, whichever comes first. The power warranty. The power warranty is 30 years. The weatherization warranty is 30 years. And the roof pitch will be a 312 to a vertical roof pitch that they can do this on. So if you're in between them, no big deal. They can put this roof on for you. Now the tiles are 8.65 inches by 14 inches, which is a pretty decent sized tile, but it's an individual solar cell. Each one of them is an individual solar cell. Now,
Now, some of the tiles that they will put on the roof are just they're glass tiles, not a solar cell tile.
Yeah.
Because in the thing, if whenever everybody watching scrolls down, you'll notice it has a little disclaimer. It says they can't put tiles everywhere on your roof due to building restrictions, obstructions, like chimneys and vents and whatever. So some of the tiles would be just regular glass tiles, which they still look the same. I can't notice in the close-up pictures. You can't really notice a difference in the two of them. So I don't think it'd really stand out that much.
Hold on a second. All right, I'm back. Did you just turn off your headset a little bit? It's all the way up? What about on the inside the window right there? Probably be able to hear him now. Yeah. Roar. Sergi couldn't hear you.
Well,
yeah, I know. You just need to listen, right? Alright, so as we look at this, Tesla is trying to make it so that you as a person has the ability to save money in the long run and to get you away from spending all this money on big corporations that are monopolized in your area because you can only go with one electric company. There's no
like Duke Energy.
Yeah, like Duke Energy. Duke Energy is all up and down the eastern seaboard here. And all the way into Florida, I mean, down to Miami, even up onto the west coast of Florida, you have Duke Energy. Now, there are a few places in between where they didn't buy out these smaller places, like with Wakuchi Power, Tico, which is Tampa Electric.
You've got little co-ops here and there, but for the majority of the people, you don't have a choice. I can't take anybody but Duke Energy.
I can't take anybody but Duke Energy as well.
You go 15, 20 minutes from where I live now, where I grew up, and we had a co-op we could choose from. But you can't here, which is the majority of, like he says, majority of the East Coast. You don't have a choice.
And that's considered a monopoly, people.
Exactly. But somehow they find the loophole.
To hell with their loopholes. So anyway, right now as it stands, if you want this roof, you have to go onto their website, you have to fill out an order form, and you have to pay $1,000 down payment. It's a good faith payment saying, yes, I am very interested in this, I would like to have it done, and then when it comes time to you to actually do the paperwork, that's when you would actually do the paperwork and sign off. And, if you got a loan for it, pay them and pay your loan and go from there. Now, they are right now, completing trial installations. The customer installations will start coming in about mid-2018. So you're going to start seeing these roofs popping up. And just keep an eye out, looking around, and looking for these Tesla companies and see what they're doing and where they're doing it at. Now, along with the tiles, they have the solar cell battery walls. And these solar cell battery walls actually, hold on. Okay, here it is. I was trying to find it. It says the cost of a Powerwall battery. The estimated cost of it, of the Powerwall, will include battery, hardware, installation costs. And they recommend that every solar roof be installed with a Powerwall battery to enable you to use more of your solar power that you produce to keep your home running during an outage. And then this does state that in certain states that do not have net energy metering policies, we estimate and recommend a number of Powerwalls that will enable you to realize the full benefits of the energy solar roof produces. So basically they're telling you, buy more than one. And if you buy more than one, you can pretty much stay off the grid when it comes to power. But in some states, they deem that illegal.
One Powerwall is approximately $6,600.
Okay. And how much power does it hold?
One Powerwall. I don't see at least where it would say like a kilowatts or anything. But it says that it would give you one Powerwall would give you 1 day of continuous power during an outage. Whereas 2 Powerwalls, which is what gets me, 2 Powerwalls will give you 7+ days continuous power during an outage. I'm guessing that's assuming during the day you're recharging these batteries with your roof.
Mm-hmm. Now, it states for a 3,000 square foot home using an air conditioner during an outage, the EV charging equipment, and a pool pump. Where I'm talking worst case scenario, you've got everything and you want it all running. You have 18 hours of continuous power during the outage if you have 2 power walls. Only 18 hours. Now, if you're during the day, while you're, no power outages, we're just constant using and stuff of the sort, a typical day, the power wall and solar will meet most of your home's energy needs, but you'll still need to be on the grid and pulling off that extra little bit to make up for what it cannot do for the 3,000 square foot home. So they actually recommend 3 power walls.
Now, you'll notice if you unclick the pool pump one, but leave the EV charging equipment and air conditioner on there, you're 100% self-powered, and it's 7+ days. So that pool pump takes you from 18 hours to 7+ days. Just turn the pool pump off.
I just turned it off.
If you have a complete power outage, do you really need to go swimming?
Yeah.
No. So turn your pool pump off, and you'll have over a week's worth of power alone and not need any power grid.
Well, what I'm looking at right here, okay, I just did a 3,000 square foot home with air conditioning and the EV charging equipment. All of that during a power outage, and it's stated that for 2 power walls, it's 18 hours still.
Yeah, well, I'm going off the 3 power walls that were on there when you added the pool pump. If you just turn off the pool pump and have 3 walls, you're 100% self-powered.
But even with the pool pump on, it's 100% self-powered. It says right here. I'm looking at it with 3 power walls, 7+ days with the pool pump on during usage and outages.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And then
just get 3 power walls, you're good to go.
Hell yeah. Well, let's put 4 on there. Oh, let's look at 5. Let's look at 6. 6 power
It'll
walls.
Go up to 10.
Oh, will it go up to 10?
Yeah. 10's the most it'll do.
Okay, so you got 10. Now, say you have a standard 2,500 square foot home, and you don't own a pool. And during the outage, you won't be using an air conditioner. You'll just be using charging equipment for all your charging things. You're still in a need of 3 power walls, it says. And you'll be 100% self-powered on a typical day when there is no outage. Now, if
for 3?
For 3 power walls.
Yeah, you should be able to knock that down to 2. Hit the minus.
I did, and I knocked it down to 2. You still are 85% self-powered with a grid power of 15%, with 1 day of continuous power during an outage.
I must have the square footage wrong. I thought you said 2,500.
I did put 2,500. With the air conditioner usage during outage unchecked, but with an air conditioner still on there.
Okay.
And then the EV charging equipment and during use of an outage, or use during outage checked for the EV charging system, but no pump whatsoever.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't have the EV charging stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, with that as it is, 3 is the magic number there. So you're looking at $7,000 times 3. That's $21,000 to be completely off grid.
So for the majority of America, we're not going to be running an EV charging equipment station because we don't drive electric vehicles.
Oh, wait a minute.
So you could do with 2 power walls and be 100% for 7+ days on a 2,500 square foot home with an air conditioner, but not using it during an outage. Or
Voltage, I appreciate that follow, man. Thank you very much.
with a 2,500 square foot home, 2 power walls, you could use your air conditioner during the outage, still be 100%, 7+ days of power. Yeah. So it kind of, to me, for an average American, average size home, whatever you want to categorize as average size home, say 2,500 square feet.
Yeah.
2 power walls looks like it will supply you with whatever you need. Yeah. Most of us, if you have a pool, you're not going to go swimming on a power outage. There's probably more important things on your mind than jumping in the pool. The majority of us don't have electric vehicles to charge, unless you're a hippie that lives in California.
Yeah, and that's the thing, though. If you're looking at how things are set up, how things are done, I mean, just take off the EV charging equipment. We don't have any EVG charging. We have nothing. All we got is air conditioner. It drops it down to 2. Okay, you have 2 power walls, and during an outage, you're still at 7+ days of continuous power. Meaning, some days you might use your air conditioning because it got hot. You know what I mean? Just sweltering hot. You needed to cool off. You turned on your air conditioner. Yeah, that dropped it down a little bit. But you're not continuously running your air conditioner either.
Yeah, so just playing around with it, I ran the slider on the home size up. You go all the way up to 4,000 square feet using your air conditioner during an outage. 2 power walls still put you at 100%, 7+ days. 4,100 will put it at 3 power walls, but you can go all the way up to 4,000 square foot house with 2 power walls. So that's pretty good storage. That's a lot of energy storage.
Yeah, that extra 100 square foot is 1 power wall. 4,000 to 4,100. Yeah, that's just 1 power wall.
Yeah, and if you forcefully at 4,100 drop it down to 2 walls, it says 99% self-powered, 1 day of continuous during an outage. If you don't use your air conditioner, then you're fine.
See, mine, I put on 4,000 square feet, 2 power walls, 7+ days with use during an outage, your air conditioner. It still says 7+ days, and then 100% self-powered, no grid power. So.
Yeah. So what we were doing earlier, as Grim was talking about before the show started, we were talking about how we'd use them. So me in particular, for my house, it would, to run an air conditioner during an outage at 1,900 square feet, 2 power walls would give us 100% self power for 7+ days. But you got to look at the equipment cost total, be $12,500. Now, I did notice after we were talking before the show, that does not include solar tiles.
No, that's in addition to your solar towers or solar tiles.
So I went in and put in my address, my square footage, number of floors in my home, 1 floor. Told it I wanted to pay cash with 2 power walls. The cost of the 2 power walls, which we already know from the other page, is about $13,000. The cost of the roof in this thing, it says cost of roof, $62,000.
So that's 78,000.
To put 75,000.
Okay. Well,
you get an $18,700 tax credit. Whoopee woo! You still got to come up with that $70-something thousand. Look, that is just over 3/4 of the value of my entire home, just in a roof.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Well,
now, would it be worth it if you have the money? Is it worth it? I think so.
Well, thinking about this, okay. Say you're got a new home. Okay, we're gonna go and not existing. We're talking a brand new home.
Yeah.
They don't have to rip off the roof. They just need to come in and put the roof on. Okay. Now,
I think they're still going to charge you the same though, because it's all labor and cost of materials. I don't think the price change much.
Well, yeah, and I get that, and I understand. You know what I'm saying? I get all that, and that's not, But if you're building a
Yeah.
home and you have the extra funds or the ability to have those funds to put this in place, you would be better off installing it because it's a new home. You've got everything, down to all the wiring. You got everything situated. It wouldn't be a bad idea for a new home because you can roll that into your cost of your mortgage.
Yeah. Now, if you were building brand new and you could afford adding that to the cost of building everything else, yeah, I think it would be. I think it'd be totally worth it because, I mean, even on the tile section where you put in the estimate for cost of roof and all that stuff, it says maximum solar 50%. Then it says why 50%, and then it explains to you that it can only put tiles here and there. But if you're not using much power during the day, turn off lights if you have enough light coming through the windows, things like that. You're not using that much power, so you're charging your batteries for nighttime. So you'll probably be able to cover way more than 50% of your power bill.
Yeah. Well, and I was going to say here, okay, brand new home, and you have this installed. If you're going to go with this, you might as well hit up LED lighting in the home. That's going to drop the use of power substantially. And get a tankless water heater set up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that in itself is going to save you so much power.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous what I could see being the ability to tell the power company, kiss my ass. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Now, I would say if you're making more power than you need, why not sell it to them?
Yeah, they won't. They won't do that.
Well, actually, there's
They're
areas.
too greedy.
Well, actually, there are areas where they will do that, especially here in Florida. There are areas where they'll buy your power that you have in excess of.
Yeah. Now, last week, did you cover the little turbine water power thing?
No, I didn't. I waited for you on that.
Oh, there's another option. If you're talking about selling power, now I'm assuming that they'll buy your power. You've got to be able to produce enough for them to want to buy it. Like,
That
hey,
is correct.
I've got an extra 5% off my solar roof. Do you want it? They're gonna be like, I don't want your 5% power. 5% for my home wouldn't be 500th of a% for
Yeah, it's
down they're trying to supply.
it's a water drop in a bucket.
Yeah, but now, and Grim, I know you've looked at it. I'm sure you've read it fairly well as much as I did. The water turbine thing, if we're going to talk about it, and if we were, that I could see selling power to the power company.
Well, that, because of what can be done with it, you can ultimately just set up two of them, and one for your home, and one just to make power to sell.
Oh yeah, because the article says that they set up, or they showed how much one would put out and how many houses, and that if you did two, because it says they're stackable, that it would actually supply an entire city with power.
Yep.
So yeah, if you live near a river or a source of water that flows enough to supply this thing, you stack two of those if you can afford it. Then hell yeah, you could live off of selling power to the power company. Which I don't understand why power companies haven't picked up on this technology and thought, hell, why don't we do this?
I'm pretty sure they did, and they've squashed it because the power companies are greedy. My personal opinion.
Maybe so, but I'm talking about them pick it up for themselves, not pick up buying from people. Why don't they use this technology instead of some of the technology that they currently use? And they could still be selling power to people. It'd still be their power,
Yeah.
but it's a more efficient way to do it. It's a more environmentally friendly way to do it. I mean, we have hydroelectric dams here. We have one fairly close to me, within a half hour. Um, I mean, they could convert over to this fairly easy and be more environmentally friendly than they already are, and probably drain the lake a lot less than they do.
Yeah, probably.
Because you stack these turbines and have one inlet feed more than one electrical turbine.
Mm-hmm. It wouldn't change the amount of electricity it puts out either, because of how it's designed.
Yeah, well, I mean, they may be able to increase the amount that they output and reduce the amount of water they need, because right now you think about one inlet, one input per turbine right now.
Yeah.
And they got to let it flow through at the dam, which if there's not enough coming into the lake, then they're dropping the water level, which is what happens here in the summertime. The water levels, they get kind of low, and then fall and winter, when we got more rain and stuff, sometimes in the spring, then the water level will come back up. But the Corps of Engineers is horrible about judging this thing, so they ended up draining the freaking lake.
Yeah.
Not completely, but so much that it's like, this sucks. It looks horrible now. But yeah, so one outlet per turbine right now. If you could stack these other turbines that we're talking about, you could have one outlet supply two turbines. That would already reduce the amount of water you need to run two turbines.
Okay. Now, that being said, what about the fishies? And the fishies actually have the ability to just swim out, because it doesn't have that large cyclone siphoning that you would think that it would have.
Yeah, so if anybody doesn't, I don't 100% understand like every detail of how hydroelectric turbines work. I get the concept, the basics, and I've seen diagrams and everything of how they work. So basically, they are similar to, oh, my mind went blank. Fucking jet engines.
Yes, but
in the fact that they have multiple levels of blades in there spinning opposite directions usually. So as the water comes through one set and turns it, it flows through, turns the other. They spin counter to each other. Anyway, you have all these blades in there spinning around, chopping stuff up. Fish come in, they may or may not get chopped up, and then forced out the outlet of the dam.
Well, see, the way that these are supposed to work, and the way they say they work, is there are natural water cyclones out there in the wild. They've documented them. I've actually seen them on the Discovery Channel, and they talk about how they come about, where they come about, and they're naturally formed.
Yeah, I'm talking about current right now hydroelectric turbines work the way I was explaining just then, with the multiple blades, which is what's dangerous for fish and
old stuff.
The stuff that we use right now. Not this article.
Okay,
the stuff the stuff they use right now in hydroelectric dams, that's how they work. One inlet, multiple spinning blades, it turns this turbine. So yeah, it could be harmful to the fish, kill fish, whatever comes through it. Things could get clogged in it. They get all sorts of maintenance. These that we're talking about in this article are natural formations. So there's no spinning blades in it. Fish come in and they get sucked in and they get shot right out the other side. Doesn't hurt them at all.
It's actually kind of humane when it comes to how the fish are treated. So those people out there from PETA, they can't really say, "Oh my God, you're killing all the fish with this." No, they're not. The fish are swimming out all on their own.
Yeah.
By the way, PETA stands for People Eating Tamed Animals. So, needless
I don't know if
to
I don't know if I linked. Did I link the thing for this somewhere?
hold on, I'm gonna go look. Give me 1 second. I think you
I
did,
can't seem to
but
find it.
I'll look and see if I can find it. Come on. There.
Yeah, I just don't remember where I put it.
I'm checking Discord messages. I don't see it there either. Nope, I do not see it. Holy crapola.
Give me 60 seconds. I know I can find it in my Facebook timeline.
I'll give you 1 minute.
All right, that'll work. 60 seconds or 1 minute, whichever happens first, right?
That's right.
My teacher in class one day threw everybody off with that. He's like, you set up we were talking about setting up Cisco routers to automatically go through cycles, and he's like, you can set it for 300 seconds or 5 minutes, whichever comes first. Everybody, I'm sitting there kind of grinning, and everybody, he's looking around the room. They're all like, "Duh, what?" Like you can see him trying to like type on a calculator, and how long is that? Here it is. I'm trying to see if it has a web link anywhere. All I see is a video link. I'll just post a video link to it. There you go. It's a Facebook link, but it takes you to the video that shows how it works and their little demonstration and whatnot.
Yeah. I can't find that anywhere.
The whirlpool, that's what they call them. Not the little cyclone thingies. I couldn't think of the name either.
They are cyclones. Same thing.
Yeah. So it's the whirlpool complex or concept complex. It does have a complex, which is how they work, which is why it's safe for the fish because there's no actual blades. It's like the inside of an old washing machine with a little thing sticking up in the
Yeah,
middle.
I
It's
remember reading that now.
curved fins.
How it was designed. That was what it was. I was trying to think of the way it was designed. I couldn't.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
it's just the little curved fins that the water pushes gently, and it speeds up more and more. So you watch the video, the little fish goes in, it'll just come right out the bottom. There's no danger in there of harming the fish because the water's doing all the work.
Oh.
And if I could come up with a scaled down version of this, hell yeah, you go plop one of these out next to the creek behind your house.
Mm-hmm.
Just power your own house.
Or you plop it down, you modify it so that your water coming into your home goes through it, and then once it goes through, it then stores the water for you to be able to use the water as you use it every day, and recirculates the water through so you constantly have power.
But yeah, that's since we had started with the solar panels, that's I think that's a really neat concept, neat idea they have there with the whirlpool generators.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I like how a lot of people now are starting to think more along the lines of what is it I need to do to get more green with power? Really, if the water companies now, I'm going to go to the water companies with this one here, but if you go to the water company and you say, look, you guys start using this whirlpool instead of these other things, you're going to get water flowing through these, creating power to power your buildings. That alone should drop the cost of a water bill for the average customer, because they don't have an overhead anymore for their electric pumps.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, there's many different ways you can go about this, and looking at it from many different angles. And like I said, you can look at this from a snob point of view, or you can look at it from a real point of view. Either way, it's all the same. It's worth it in the end. Like most things, you got to put an effort in the beginning to get something in the end. And that's the same here. Whether you use the power walls with the solar panels, or you're using that whirlpool, either way, you can become so self-sufficient when it comes to power that the carbon emission would drop substantially from all the plants that will be going offline because of it. And then you got to look at, oh my God, all these people are going to be losing their jobs now. All right, so do you want to move on? If anybody's
Yeah,
got
that's cool.
questions, anybody's got questions or anything? Anything?
I would add that I think that concept of electricity is way better, is a much better idea than the billions of dollars the government's wasted on wind farms.
Yes.
Now, I get it, wind farms helped a little bit, but when it all boils down to it, it was a huge waste of money. Bunch of people made a bunch of money off some crap.
Yep.
You can only put wind farms in certain locations. The reason I say it's crap. You can only put them in certain locations because not everywhere in the country is going to have enough wind to power these things and get anything out of them. So you're kind of limited. But these whirlpool water generators can be put almost anywhere. Every state in this country, every single state in this country has a river in it somewhere.
Yeah.
Most of them have multiple moving or flowing bodies of water. Streams, rivers, lakes with a little bit of current in them. It wouldn't be hard to set these up near just about every town and have all the power you need.
Yeah, definitely.
We go buy all that acreage you were talking about and
Oh,
move everybody
definitely.
onto it.
Yeah.
We're just going to build one of these water generators.
I figure we build like 2 or 3, That way you got power all
Yeah.
over the place. But, in all honesty, I think that that's a step in the right direction on Tesla's part, coming up with this and making it somewhat affordable.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea really.
No, it's not. In fact, I think that's probably one of the best ideas I've seen come out of big business in a long time.
Yeah, if he could come up with a way of making siding to go with the roof tiles, I honestly believe that you could get a 100% self-sustained power grid out of a single building. Wouldn't even, obviously the government probably wouldn't go for it, because then power companies would cry and bitch and moan, get their panties all in a twist.
Oh, they do that now.
But yeah, but with his roof tiles, if he could also, because I mean, he's doing some good stuff. I got to admit, he's doing some good stuff. He's finally got his own rockets figured out. NASA's talking, they're talking about contracting him to send shit up in space. If these roof tiles are great, if he could, like I said, get siding to do the same thing and look as good as these tiles do, you could power an entire house indefinitely. And I think that's where we need to go.
Yeah.
Get away from these big, stingy corporations like power companies and shit.
Yeah. Duke Energy.
Yeah, screw you, Duke.
So anyway,
Won't let me build shit on the property next to my house. Assholes.
yeah, right.
The lot next to my house is completely empty. But Duke Energy owns it because their main line comes right down through that property across the street. Their lines go down. So they use it as quote unquote access. We called them up. We're like, hey, can we use some of that? We'll keep the grass cut, whatever, because when you don't, the weeds get like tall as you are. And can we use that? We're not gonna use the whole thing. Our main thing was we wanted to till up some of it and make a big garden. It'll go from our property onto theirs, but just use the back portion of it as a garden, because my youngest one wanted to grow all sorts of vegetables. She's into like gardening and stuff. Nope, can't do that. That's considered a permanent structure. You can use the property, but you can't put anything permanent on it. You can put a picnic table there as long as it's not fastened down to the ground in any way. But you can't build any storage buildings. You can't plow it up or anything, because if our guys come in, they're just going to run it over. It's like, oh, all right, thanks, assholes. We've lived in this house, I'd say a little over 5 years. I've seen a Duke Energy truck in that lot one time.
I bet.
One time. But yeah, Duke sucks. Anyway, on to the next topic.
Yeah. My damn neck is killing me. Okay, next subject. The AMD Ryzen. Now, AMD came out with the Ryzen last year. And they've been talking about it. People have been going back and forth. Intel's better than the Ryzen chip. Ryzen's better than the Intel chip. You know what? It's a chip. Get over it. Buy which one you want. End of discussion. Until Ryzen decided to take their Vega graphics card and stick it inside that little damn CPU. So now you're looking at a 4-core, 8 processing thread Radeon, Ryzen Radeon, what do they call it? The Ryzen 5 2400G CPU with the Radeon RX Vega 11 graphics on it. Tell them how much.
$169.
Okay.
That is cheaper than an equivalent, according to, which we'll get into in a minute. The equivalent to how these things will perform. A video card that is equivalent to that will cost you more than $169.
Correct.
Or even if it costs $169, that's not counting the processor. This is both in one.
You also have an ability to overclock this processor. They have a little utility. It's called the AMD Ryzen Master Utility. It's software that's going to come up on your computer and blammo, you overclock your system now.
Yep.
It's like, seriously. They keep doing
Now,
this. Go ahead.
I was going to say, the Ryzen 5 2400G, they have a Ryzen 3 2200G.
With the Vega 10
which is a
processor.
Yeah, which is 4-core 4-thread, which is still pretty damn close performance to the Ryzen 5 2400G. The 2400G has been compared to the 1050s.
Yes. Now, I want to put something out there, okay? Under the specs for the graphics portion of this, it has a graphic core count of 11 on this chip. You have 4 cores for your CPU with 8 threads on there, but the GPU has 11 cores. So ultimately, this is a 15-core processor because it is considered an APU. And anybody who's used the APUs in the past knows they're not that bad of a chip. In actuality, they're pretty decent. Now, this chipset has a default TDP, which is the power draw here, of 65 watts. Wow.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And your base clock is 3.6 gigahertz. And you can boost it to 3.9.
Now, that's just the processor.
Yeah, that's just the processor.
Okay. So, for anybody watching that is techie like we are, that's just the processor, 3.6 gigs, boost to 3.9, 4-core, 8-thread. The graphics portion of this same chip, because they are built in together, it's a 1250 megahertz clock speed, which is pretty damn good.
And that's the base clock speed.
It has 704 stream processors for the graphics portion, which is very good. So, yeah, you've got a 4-core, 8-thread, 3.6 gig processor with a 1250 megahertz clock graphics card built in, 704 stream processes. I mean, to put the two of those into one little chip, that's pretty damn amazing. To get the performance they claim out of it, that's pretty damn amazing.
Yeah, and they are the code name for this particular one of the AMD Ryzen 5 2400G is Raven Ridge. So that's the code name for this particular processor that they have. Now, the processor is actually a little bit bigger than a normal processor. If you look at the processor, you can see that it's just a little bit bigger because it has to house so much in it.
Yeah, so keep in mind, anybody who's interested in them, you're not just going to be able to swap out your AMD, your AM3 Plus socket processors.
No.
These are AM4 processors, socket processors, because like he said, it's a little bit bigger, so you're going to need a whole nother board.
Yes. Now, you can only use the AM4 chipset with this particular socket, obviously, but you only can use DD4 RAM on this board. You're not gonna.
Yeah, that's all they're gonna take. DD4.
Yeah, this is not your grandpa's board of the DDR2 or DDR3. This is DDR4.
Yep.
So, in all honesty, this, if it says the way it's supposed to run is the way it's supposed to run, I have to clap for them. That's simple. Now, you can find this particular processor on Amazon, Newegg, Fry's.com, and Microcenter.com, and they're all the same price. They're $169. With the exception of Fry's and Micro Center, they're $169.99.
What places did you say?
Amazon.com, Newegg,
Newegg, yeah.
Frys.com, FRYS.com,
Yeah.
and then microcenter.com.
Okay. Yeah, they probably, I don't know, I haven't looked. They probably have them other places that people get their computer parts, Tiger Direct, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Two biggest ones in my opinion are Newegg and Amazon. That's the two places I go to buy all my stuff. Matter of fact, I've got anybody interested in how these chips perform, tune in next Saturday. I am building two Ryzen 5 2400G computers come Monday afternoon. Everything should be here by Monday. I've gotten some of the parts already.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is supposed to be here by Monday. So Monday afternoon or Tuesday 1, and I haven't decided if I'm going to stream building them or not. But we'll be building two identical ones. I was going to do the Ryzen 5 2400 and a Ryzen 3 2200, but the wife didn't want to cut back on the graphics portion of it, so we just went with two of the 2400s.
Yeah. Now,
but as soon as I build them, I can promise you, I'm gonna run them through the ringer. We're gonna Arc on high. We're gonna World of Warcraft on ultra, and I'm gonna see what these things do. I'm gonna put them through a test as soon as they're up and running.
Now, in the footnotes, I'm going to start reading some footnotes about this chip right now. Testing by AMD Performance Labs as of 8/12/2017, or no, excuse me, 12/8/2017 for the Ryzen 5 2400G and 9/4/2015 for the Core i7 5775C on the following system. PC manufacturers may vary configurations yielding different results. The results are based on driver versions used. So the system config is they're using Samsung 8050 Pro 512 SSDs, Windows 10 RS2 operating systems, AM4 sockets for the Ryzen 5240, right, or 5200 processor with 16 gigs of RAM that was running at 2667, and the other system, the Intel system, was running the LG 1150 system with the, again, i7 5775C 4 processor with 1867 RAM on DDR3 RAM, 8 gigs of RAM, they say here. And the benchmarks for the 3D Mark 11 was that the Ryzen 2400G got a score of 5042, and the i7 5773 got a 3094. So the higher the number, the better, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Now, they are saying that when they ran these, they tested the Windows boot up and said that it booted 272% faster, or 172% faster on boot up. They say that to initialize the Windows login was 56% faster. To launch Adobe Premiere took 8.27 seconds, which is 578% faster. Photoshop, 5.7% or 5.75 seconds, which is 931% faster. And then to launch Doom, the newest Doom, it took 38.77 seconds, which is 119% faster. That's pretty damn impressive, as I see it.
Yeah.
I think that the system is a really decent system to build that you're going to be building for this. So I would be very intrigued to see how it runs myself.
Like I said, I'll be, as soon as they're up, Windows is installed, start downloading games and stuff. I'm gonna launch them and see what they do. I'm gonna jack the graphics all the way up as high as it'll go, and see what kind of FPS we get out of it.
Yep. Now,
I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and max out whatever game we're playing. We're just gonna max the graphics as high as they'll go and start the game, and just see what it'll do. See if there's any stutter. See what kind of frames we get.
now it is using a new edition of software for the graphics driver, which is called Adrenaline, by the way. That's the new software for Radeon. And this particular one has the ability to run more professional grade graphics for Photoshop, for Premiere, all of these extra things that are going to be intensive to run. It's supposed to lessen the hardships versus something similar to it, like the standard Ryzen 5. So this is going to be something pretty nice. I mean, I really like to see this build that you're doing, and eventually, like I was talking to Sergi before we even started talking about this, I was telling her that we need to build two separate systems, one specifically for doing all the graphics and all of that, and then one specifically for the gaming. Because right now we use the gaming systems we have as our graphic systems, and it does take a toll on it. So.
Anybody who, like I said, I'm debating still whether I'm going to stream the build. And it's not a matter of ability. Obviously, I can build these things in my sleep. The main thing is can I get the camera to where I'm going to be building them? Is the only thing that's holding me from making a decision, because I'm not sure if I can get my webcam to the table. We will see. If I can, I'll stream building them both. They'll actually be built simultaneously. Because the only thing different with the two builds are the towers. Everything inside the towers are completely identical. Same memory, same hard drives, same processors, same power supplies, everything. So I may stream that if I can get the camera to reach. But anybody interested in possibly building a quote-unquote gaming computer, if you want to call it that, with this setup, it's only about $650. If you already have the monitors and keyboard and mouse and all that crap, about $650 for a gaming computer, which per their claims, because we haven't built it and tested it, it's coming, per their claims, is really good for gaming.
Yes, and that was a discussion that me and you had before when we were talking about how the onboard graphics of the motherboard isn't the factoring because it's built into the system itself. So when it comes to the way this is all going to work out, I'm going to say that if you did add a graphics card to this, all you're going to do is you're going to, one of two things, you're going to make it run just a little bit better, or it might make it worse, because then you're doing what they're calling a bottleneck, which really isn't a bottleneck, it's just prioritizing, and they're going to prioritize what you were already doing, and then you're trying to split the load, so your system is getting confused, then you're screwed. That's simple.
Yeah.
Zags, I see you over there.
Yeah, so if the build works, and like I said, we'll have it tested, I'm gonna run everything I can think of. World of Warcraft, 7 Days, Arc, anything I think is graphic intensive.
Ooh, Elite Dangerous.
I'll run Elite Dangerous on the damn thing at high.
Yep.
And I know it sounds weird, but for anybody who has played it will know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna run Minecraft on high settings. Minecraft sounds like, oh, Minecraft, it's crap, No, it's actually, for as simple as it looks, fairly graphic intensive.
Well, it is because of all the angles and all the colors and all the shading and all that makes a difference. Yes.
Yeah. So any suggestions? If anybody has a suggestion they want me to test, like I said, next Saturday I will report back how it does, how it played, FPS. I may get OBS to record some of the gameplay, so I can take clips of it and we can play it back. But if you have any suggestions of what games you want to see how it runs on it, let us know. Let us know on Twitch. Let us know in Discord. Let us know Facebook. However you can, go ahead and suggest a game, and I'll put it on there, max out the graphics, and we'll see what it does.
Yeah, definitely. And please make sure that it's a game that we have on our list of games that we actually own, so we don't have to go out and purchase the damn games.
Yeah, we've got quite a few, and a lot of
PUBG.
A lot of the games.
PUBG.
I'll have to make a list.
Yeah.
I have to write them down and make a list of everything, because so far there's 6 or 7 of them that we're going to put on here and run. So, and I may run one on one computer, one on the other, but since they are identical builds.
Yes, that would be fantastic. And remember, peeps, this is supposedly gonna knock out the GTX 1050.
It's supposed to be the same, if not better. It's what they claim. And if anybody's wondering why I have 2 identical builds, one's for the wife that we've been wanting to build. The other one is my son's that he actually spent his money on.
Yeah.
So that's why there's 2 identical builds.
Yep. Now, what do we have next?
I told my wife if hers ended up better than my computer graphics, then we're just gonna have to swap. I told her, I was like, this thing may put out better graphics than mine does. I was like, if it does, we may have to trade.
That's funny. Now I'm trying to think when we were discussing before the show, what were we discussing as far as gaming was concerned? We were talking
what?
We were discussing gaming right before. What the hell were we talking about? I don't remember.
You keep cutting out on Discord.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't remember what exactly we were talking about when we were talking about gaming right before we went on air.
Oh.
You can't remember either.
My memory's about as good as yours, man. Most shit, if I don't write it down or something, I'm not going to remember.
Yeah.
I literally have a text file on my desktop that says show notes. That's where I put shit for the show so I don't forget it.
And what I do is I go back to our actual correspondences back and forth, and then I just click on those links and bring them up.
I know one thing that we had mentioned because I had said that I just got a new monitor put in. And I was telling you how much clearer and brighter it is, and we were talking about how monitors actually make a difference in your graphics. It's not all just on the graphics card.
Yes, it's true.
Which anybody who's heard me in the show before, heard me talk about computer parts, brands, I'll give you 2 guesses what brand I got, and the first guess doesn't count.
I'll give you Asus.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I kind of figured. It's murder.
Yeah, but yep. Yeah, a lot of the other parts coming in for the Ryzen builds are Asus too. The board, the tower. I like them, but yeah, it's like you were saying, the monitor actually makes a difference in in how you see your games and stuff. Check it twice.
Yeah, when you're doing your checks for the
Oh, the
gaming.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah, make the list. He's Santa Claus. I'm not.
Ho ho ho! It's off season.
But yeah, as far as making a list, if y'all do have suggestions, let us know. Ooh, another one I just thought of. I'm gonna have to write down. I want to play Subsistence with it
Oh,
maxed out.
there you go. There you go. Because that one was kind of
That'd be
graphical intense too.
yeah, it's got really good graphics on that one, so we'll have to check that one out for sure.
Now, as far as gaming is concerned, peeps, we will be on my channel, on the Battle Valley channel. I've got a poll up. 7 Days to Die.
Oh yes, a poll, the stripper poll.
The stripper poll. Yes, go check out the stripper poll. It's on the Battle Valley channel. And vote. We want to get everybody's vote on this. But what we're talking about is playing 7 Days to Die and playing it with a 24-hour day, like hour for hour, or a 12-hour day where we're running 1 hour every 2 hours. Or no, it's every 2 hours is 1 hour. So in the game you're running 2 hours for every hour. And then, going back to what you said, 6 and 3, right?
Yeah, so 3 hours. Now it's 3 hours
for 1 day.
Real time for one in-game day, or 6 hours real time, 12 hours real time, or 24 hours real time for 1 day, which would be
insane.
Hour for hour, minute for minute.
Insane. And I actually was looking up how to make it keep going for the days. The only way to do it, because the fun pimps took it out. They took out that function. So there's no more function of letting it run when there's nobody on the server. You have to put yourself in God mode and leave yourself on the server.
Yeah. So part of what I was thinking, me and Grimm's already voted. I voted 12 hours, and he voted 24. Part of the reasoning behind mine is because if we couldn't figure out how to keep the server running nonstop, because it stops when you log out.
Yeah.
And there are random people. It's open to the public. There's no password. Random people logging on. We've actually got 4 people.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
That we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least 4 or 5 that we don't know. They just found the server and they're playing on it, which is fine. That's what it's there for. But since it stops when nobody's on it, I figured 12 hours may be close to hour for hour, because if people log off for a little bit and they're not playing, then it'll stop. So
yeah, and I get that with what he says, and that makes a lot of sense. It really, really does. It's just that I really like the idea, and we talked about this, Horde Night. From the time Horde Night starts to the time Horde Night ends would be minute for minute on Horde Night.
And that would be because on my server I have the nighttime shortened but the daytime lengthened, so it would start at 10 o'clock like normal in game, but it ends at 2 instead of 4. But you would have 4 real-time hours of a Horde.
Yes.
And so the only thing we'd need to do is I just go in and increase the number of zombies so that they last long enough to cover the whole 4 hours, which isn't hard to do. But 4 hours
of gameplay,
real-time hours, of fighting zombies. It's insane. That's like a job.
That's
right
insane.
There.
And that's what I was saying too. It's like having a job. You go to work. Well, guess what? You're going to go play your 9 to 5 job, which is 7 Days to Die.
Yeah.
And that in itself,
I got to spend just 4 hours protecting my base.
Yeah, exactly. And can you imagine? It forces you. It forces you to go out and actually farm stuff. It forces you to get out there and go further than you normally would. because
Oh, yeah.
you're extending everything out. Respawns,
Yeah, well, I mean, if you've got
everything.
12 hours or 24 hours or 3 or 6, however long, that's why we want your vote. We want to see everybody else's opinions. But the longer it lasts, the longer the daytimes are, the more you'll explore, which at this point, default, you go out and explore. Usually by the time your bags or your mini bike's full, it's like, oh, it's getting dark anyway, I got to go back. Well, now it's full, you go back, you can turn around and come back out again, but where you just came from is empty, so now you got to go even further, and then you come back and empty. Well, now I got to go even further away. So how far are you willing to travel to collect stuff?
Exactly.
And then on top of that, it throws in, if there are other people on the server, the further out you go, you're more likely to run into somebody else.
Oh, definitely. And that then would turn into a scarcity of resources.
Yeah, you got possible PvP at that point, scarcity of resources. I can't find anything, but here's this dude's base. Do I want to break in and steal his shit? You can.
Or,
I mean,
or do you just walk on, leave his base alone,
yeah, and try to find your own stuff.
Try to find your own stuff. So there's that avenue that, are you going to be PvPing him, or are you just going to be leaving him? One of the two.
Yeah. So I mean, it adds a whole other aspect. He said, I've known people to travel hundreds of miles just to pick something up for free on. Yeah. So yeah, do you want to travel all that way? Which, on top of traveling that far, you've got, and we're using the starvation mods, so you've not just got zombies. You've got zombies and bears and spiders and scorpions and snakes and
alligators
pigs,
and
dogs,
rhinos,
alligators, wolves, rhinoceroses. You've got everything out there to deal with.
Tigers are in here.
Tigers.
Hyenas.
You've got all sorts of shit to deal with in the game as you go out and explore stuff. So then, how far out do you go? You got to turn around and come back that far. Shit's going to respawn on you.
Oh, definitely. That is a big definite. And
it'll add a whole nother degree of difficulty to it, which is why we put the poll up and wanted to know people's opinions on how long the day cycle should be.
Yeah. So if you guys go over to my channel, to the twitch.tv/Batapally, and do the exclamation poll, you'll get the information for what we're asking for, and then you can then make your votes.
POLL, not POLE.
Yeah.
Just for for those of you that
it's a play on words there, because of the strippers in the game.
Just for those of you that grew up in a shitty educational system like some people around here apparently did. I swear, dude, my wife's cousin, you need a military decryption person to understand the shit he says in Facebook. It's like, what? I get a headache just trying to straighten out what he's talking about.
No, we're not going to have politicians in this.
Worst kind of stuff, huh?
Yeah. No. We're not that stupid to add politicians in with the game. And when I say politicians, I include all politicians, including anarchy, monarchies, all politicians, socialism, all of it. Because I'm an equal opportunity hater. Okay.
Yeah, but then you got like zombies bitching about it and stuff. So that wouldn't work out too well,
Yeah, exactly.
Last thing we need is bitchy zombies.
I mean, hell,
they're bad enough walking around moaning all the time, complaining.
Yeah, I mean that's that they start twitching like tweakers, and when it comes to
I kind of like the crackhead zombies though. They look fun.
The way they're all running around doing this shit at you, yeah, that is kind of funny.
Waving their arms around and twitching their head back and forth. You die because you're laughing at them too much.
I have actually. I've died once when I first started playing the game, many years ago. Now, Zags, when we start talking about politics and stuff like that, everybody's feelings are going to get hurt. Everybody's feelings are going to get hurt because I'm going to tell you right now, there is not one single politician in this world worth a damn. I don't care where you live.
Yeah, we try not to get into political discussions, whether it's not just people. Yeah, we know you're joking, but it's not just people in particular. Situations, political situations, social things that have been causing social anxiety in this country that people just cannot get over themselves of. I actually have a tally running so far, and I'm up to 3. I'm sure Grim saw one of my posts last week where I said
week.
another one.
Yep.
Where I said another one bites the dust. I have a tally going, 3 so far, quote unquote friends of mine that have unfriended and blocked me on Facebook.
And and the thing is when it comes to racism, I'm the same way. I hate fucking racists. And when it comes to any of that, I hate them all. I hate the haters. Okay? That's just where I am in life. And if you're
a hater of haters?
Yes, I am. I'm a hater of haters, which makes me a better hater. I hate backstabbing cocksuckers too.
You prefer being stabbed in the front while they're doing it?
Yeah. Feels better. The fuck?
Look at me while you're doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Look me in the eyes.
But yeah, so we have a poll, like he said, on the Pally channel. Go on there. I think your bot's still running. You left it running, right?
Yes, I have left it running so that everybody can do that.
All right! Exclamation point poll POLL. It'll show you your options and stuff. Go over there and vote. We really do want to know everybody's opinions, because once we get a tally of votes, talk about it. I'm gonna go in and change the settings. Anybody who wants to play on the server, you're welcome to play.
Yes.
You're welcome to play on any of the servers we have running. I don't. Me personally, the ones that I run, I don't put any passwords on any of them, so they're open to the public. You, all your friends, all of their friends. Bring all the haters. We'll shoot them too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, go over there, do the poll, give us your opinion on how long you think one should run. We're gonna do it. We're gonna change the settings. We're gonna let it run that way, and
we'll see how. Yeah, I was gonna say we'll see what happens, and if nothing else, we'll get the attention of the developers.
Maybe, possibly. That'd be nice.
I would love to get their attention.
Yeah, either way, it's it's gonna be, hey, this is really cool. This is an awesome idea, or hey, man, this really fucking blows. But
wait a minute. Hold on.
We're gonna play it. We're gonna figure it out.
Zach, let me fix that for you. Sorry, man. I forgot when I did the poll, I wasn't paying attention to how I set the poll. I need to set up my Phantom bot to allow others to do the polls as well. 1 second. Damn it. I am sorry.
He's real selective. He's real selective about who slides on his polls.
Yeah, that's right. Damn it.
Me, on the other hand, I'm more of a free spirit. Slide on my poll, just bring some protection.
Protection. Out your damn minds.
Protection for them, not for me.
Oh.
Don't want them to hurt themselves and then sue me for, something.
Something?
Yeah, I hurt myself on your poll. Well, you were warned.
You were warned. It was dangerous.
I was going to say, I have no idea where that conversation is going, but, whatever.
Where the hell are my poll settings, damn it? This is Bad Pally's poll settings. Permissions. polls. Here we go. No, I want set to viewer. Alright, there you go. I fixed it, it. In fact, let me refresh my command list. And give that another try, Zags. No, I already changed it. You can't be saying that shit. Set to viewers. And refresh. Alright, it's set to viewers. Give it another shot. There will come a time when my polls will be only for subscribers. Then there'll be ones for regulars and one for followers, one for donators. So there'll be polls that some people just won't be able to get into unless they're to a certain point. You gotta write just 4 for that one. Yep, there you go, Zags. I wish there was a way that I had to make people regulars in the channel, but it won't let me make that choice. It's something that Twitch has in place for that. So come Monday, we are going to do this, tallying it up, see who wins, and we'll go from there. Now, I am going to be sending this back out on Twitter, on Instagram, and Facebook, so that we can get this out there for more people to see it, to be able to know that we have that poll out there. And if you could think of anybody that you would want to have come in, take the poll and hit the follow button while they're at it. Take the poll and come by and see what happens. And then when we start playing the game, oh dear Lord. And if it is a 24-hour situation where we have 24-hour to 24-hour, I would leave a character in, and you would have to just make him God and leave the character in there and let time keep running. And we'll go from there. We could start on a Saturday after we finish the streams here for the game, or for the show.
Yeah. We
start the game then, and then on the 7th day would be a Friday. So Friday night would be, that'd be the day. 7th day, 7-day horde on the 7th day, and literally would be just consistent all the way down. That would be just mind numbing.
And I can even set the server, if it ends up 24 hours, I can even set the server time in game to match current time out of game.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
or offset it one way or the other if we need that. But whichever, we can specify a time that we want it to start at.
Yeah. And you could probably change the time on the 7th day to be a 24-hour day. You know what I mean?
Make the daylight last 24 hours?
No, that day, the 7th day, make it last 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. I think we need to put something in the notes for the server as well when we're on, if we see other people on, to get their input.
Yeah, I was trying to see if there was a way to. Does it have a message of the day when you log in? I don't remember.
I don't remember if it did or not, in all honesty.
If it does, we could change that. It doesn't have like with Rust. I have the mod that cycles through messages.
Yeah,
I wish we could do that with it.
that would be nice.
We'll figure out something, even if it's just in the description.
Yeah, we might do that too. Just in the description, just put it in there, and we'll go from there. But I mean, literally, this is going to be one way or the other. It doesn't matter. This is going to be a game changer.
Oh yeah, it's going to make it totally, not completely different, but very, very much different play style.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, you would go about your day so much differently when you do this. The farming options are going to change on how you're going to farm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
When it comes to growing food, when it comes to the trees respawning, all of that stuff is going to get harder. I know that for a fact. Why in the hell does this thing keep doing this?
So, one other thing I wanted to bring up, because you'd mentioned it before the show.
Mm-hmm.
You said they're possibly making some changes to World of Warcraft. With the new expansion.
With the new expansion, they have made some changes already in the alpha. I found out they're running an alpha set of servers at the same time that they're allowing the new races to be in the actual release of the game of World of Warcraft without installing any of the new content. Only thing that was installed were the races. That was it. So all of the bugs that people are finding and not reporting because they just rather play the game is, me and Zach talked about it. It's just going to be very, very just not nice. That simple. Just not going to be nice. But some of the changes, you're going to have race changes, or not race changes, class changes. In the hunters, you've got the survival is straight up no pet. It's a no pet build. Survival, or no, marksman. It was marksman. Is a no pet build hunter now.
That would be interesting.
They have redone all of the talent tree that they have for it. They've moved around a lot of things. In fact, volley you get on the 15th tier, or on tier 15, whatever the first tier is. You get volley on that one instead of getting it on the end. You get it in the beginning. Camouflage, instead of getting it at the end, you get it at 45. There's just marksman has been changed so much now. The gameplay is going to be different. A lot of gameplay differences. Demonology warlocks completely revamped. Skills and all that all changed up. They added a few, taken away a few. Dark Pack, I think it is. Is it Dark Pack? But Rune Magic maybe is what it was. It's one of them. Life Tap. Life Tap. That's what it was. You don't have Life Tap anymore for demonologists. Meaning you can't get mana back by taking away your health. But they have added in some new mechanics to playing the demonologist. And from what I've gathered, from what I've seen, from actual gameplay of people at Blizzard, not YouTubers, but at Blizzard playing the game, it's phenomenal. It really, really is. The DPS is there, but there are some things that aren't working as far as talents are concerned. So what you're going to get in release is going to be different than what you're getting now, because some talents just are not working. Okay. Ret Paladins, there's changes to the Ret Paladins now. I didn't watch that one, but they do have changes to the Ret Pallies. If you look at all of your graphics, literally look up the graphic requirements for the new expansion, and you're going to see the big change in what you need to run World of Warcraft at.
How big of a change are they talking?
What is the requirements right now for graphics? What are they?
Oh hell!
Not requiring. What are they recommending? The lowest recommended.
I'd have to look that up. Give me just a second.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh my
goodness. Okay. Minimum requirements: Windows XP, Vista 7, 8, or 10 with latest service pack. I would probably recommend 7, 8, or 10 because XP and Vista are kind of Microsoft gave up on them. Core 2 Duo, E8500 or AMD Phenom 2 X3 720.
Actually,
so
things have gone different. For World of Warcraft Legion system requirements, it is the Windows 10 64-bit with the latest service pack, the i5 3330, or the AMD FX 6300. For the graphics card is the GTX 750 Ti. For AMD, it's the Radeon R7 260X or better, and you need 4 gigs of RAM. The new one for the Battle of Azeroth.
Are you reading recommended or minimum?
Recommended, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, minimum is still the Core 2 Duo.
Yeah.
At least the dual core, 2 gigs of RAM. They recommend at least the FX 6300 or an i5 and 4 gigs of RAM.
Yeah. Now, the recommended for Azeroth, minimum requirements, Windows 7 64-bit. Processor is the i5 760 or the AMD FX 8100. The NVIDIA GTX 560 or the AMD's Radeon HD 7850. Or, for some people, the HD graphics of the 530 for laptops. The Intel HD graphics 530. 4 gigs of RAM, 70 gigs of available space on your hard
Yeah.
drive.
Large.
And the minimum display is 1024 by 768. Now, recommended operating systems, they don't have anything on there, probably because Windows 7 is still that. The Intel Core i7-4770 or the AMD FX 8310 are your two your two processors that it's requiring you to use. One second, peeps. Now, as far as video cards, GTX 960 or better, and the AMD R9 280 or better, with 8 gigs of RAM. Yeah, exactly. 8 gigs of RAM and 70 gigs of available space on an SSD. They're actually recommending the game be installed on an SSD.
Huh. It's interesting.
And then the rest of it, mouse, keyboard, broadband internet instead of wireless. The same resolution is 1024 by 768, but for me, no, I don't like that setting. I like mine a little better than that. But
1024 768. That's. I don't think anybody runs that. That's crap.
Yeah, it is. It's garbage. But anyway,
that's really, really tiny.
You see, the requirements have jumped substantially from one to the other. And that is because the models for all the characters now are different. They have upgraded all of the skins for the models, even for the birds. All the birds, you can see the feathers on the birds now. When it comes to the core hounds, it's awesome. What they've done with the core hounds and how better the graphics are for the core hounds. I mean, just all the pets, all the characters. The main one they show is Jaina Proudmoore. That's the one they show the most of when it comes to how different your NPCs are to what they used to be. They're not so flat. With the looks on their faces aren't so flat. They actually have features and contours to the faces. Beards actually have hair, what look like hair in the beards. It's just huge change.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, once it's unpacked, it'll be down to 55 gigs. But in order to actually get it in onto your system, it's a 70 gig download. But once it unpacks at 55 gigs.
So as you were mentioning there, Zags, everybody needs to remember, once you get it downloaded and installed, delete the download that was required to install it and everything. Take that extra space and free it up.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. After you've always installed something, go back and find that install file and get rid of it. Because you've already installed it, you've got the things there, it's done, it's over with, you don't need it anymore. And you free up a lot of space because that 70 gigs actually turns into 125 gigs. Because it has the 70 gig download and the 55 gig unpack.
Yeah, it'll take up. Some stuff may be removed automatically, but it will leave a large amount on your hard drive.
Yep, it sure as hell will. And I recommend, after installing it, run your best virus scan, clean your RAM out, and then turn around and reboot your system. That way, it gives you a fresh, clean playing field when you start up World of Warcraft. There won't be anything in the background that shouldn't be there. Give me 1 second, peeps.
1,000.
All right, I'm back, peeps. But yeah, there are there's going to be other changes going on for the CNG Gaming webpage. By the way, cnggaming.com. We're going to start adding in a server list for servers that me and Searchy play on. I haven't talked to Murder about this yet because I'm not going to add his stuff on there unless he gives explicit permission for us to do so you guys can find him and play the same servers he's playing on when it comes to playing World of Warcraft. But we're going to put in our clan, and we're going to put on our characters, our main characters for the clan, so that you guys can reach us in game and play the game with us and stuff like that. But we'll have a whole list. We got to build a database for it. Well, not we. She is going to build a database for the servers and for the clans and for the main tunes for each of those clans. So keep a lookout for that once that's done. Is there anything that you can think of?
Left to talk about?
Yeah, left to talk about. And Zax, yes, the Battle.net app does do that for you, but I found that sometimes the app itself doesn't do a good enough job cleaning up the key registry. You got to kind of do that all on your own.
Mainly just reminders of things. Go do the poll.
Yeah.
Tune in Monday or Tuesday. I'll put it in both my Discord channel and the Discord channel here for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I'm going to stream the computer builds, if anybody wants to see the Ryzen 5s built. And then tune in next week. We'll let you know how all those games played out. Go check out our different pages, our different Discord links. Look us up in games. If anybody wants to know what servers we're on with any game, we have quite a list of them that we either run our own servers or that we play on WoW.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know.
And keep a lookout for after the expansion. Once we finally do get the expansions and stuff, keep a lookout for us, me and Murder mostly. We're going back to vanilla. We are going to play on the vanilla servers.
Oh, after the expansion hits?
After the expansion hits, I'm hitting a damn vanilla server, bro.
It doesn't release till August, but you can pre-order everything now.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to tell you right now, I can't wait. I want to see if they bring back my damn talent tree. That's the biggest thing for me is my damn talent tree. So, anyway, peeps, where in the hell is my chat? There we go. And yes, Searchy, I do have to give you that data. Which means I got to go, which I don't have time on my servers, for World of Warcraft, so I'm not playing World of Warcraft at the moment. But I'm going to be getting that situated, and once I get all the servers and clans and all that stuff that we're running out there, we'll get that information on there, and then I will talk with Murder here after the show and get with him and see his decision. So, if anybody has any kind of suggestions, anything that they feel would be something we would like to talk about here on the show, let us know. You can message Murder, you can message me, you can message Searchy, you can catch us on twitch.tv/Murder and Spree or /Batapally or /Searchy. You'll find us somewhere. And if you want to get a hold of us, you got Discord, right here in Discord. There's a link down below to get into Discord. Leave us some messages there as well. You have anything else, buddy? I have unsubbed till the expansion. I have done the grind and unlocked the rep and the flying, but feel that there is no point paying money out when I could use that for current games now. I get what you're saying. I just personally, Murder purchased my 30 days prior, and we played a little bit together. We got some characters built up to 35, 40, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And we did our Demon Hunters up. I got my Demon Hunter to 110, so I do have one 110 character. Look for. I'm going to be doing a video. I don't know if I'm going to do it straight to YouTube or if I'm going to put it on Twitch and then put it onto YouTube about all the upcoming changes that are going to happen. I'm just going to do one show about World of Warcraft and its changes. Now, I would love to get back into my PvP. Finding somebody that's going to grind the PvP with me, and we find the characters that'll work for the two of us so that we can just stomp ass, I wouldn't mind it at all. And then maybe find a third, we can do threes. And then hell, maybe even fives. But needless to say, look forward to those videos or streams. One of the two. It'll either be a VOD or it will be actual, a stream. But I'm going to go over all the things that I feel should be done before you end your time on WoW, if you're going to, until the expansion. Just like you did, Zags, is unlocking all the reps and the flying. That's going to be the biggest thing, is the rep and flying. Once you've got those done, pretty much finish the rest of your time out by going in and just make some gold. Put some stuff on the auction house, make you some gold, get rid of some things, or farm. Farm yourself materials that you'll need for the expansion. Hold on to them, and then when the expansion drops, sell them. And there's your money. And maybe even a 30-day game token because you sold so much. Just saying.
Which, speaking of game tokens, I think I'm going to buy one, stick it on the auction house, and then see what we can get for it.
Okay. It's going to pretty much just be whatever the going rate is. At least that's what I'm understanding from it.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see the guild bank for Harshgrove?
I don't think so.
Almost
not in the last few days.
Almost how much? 67,000 gold when we started out with almost nothing. From all that I sold, I put it all back in the bank. After buying that last bank tab, which was 10 grand, that left us at just under 10 grand, I think. And
nice.
We just, built it up 67 grand now in the bank. And we actually had a guildie put money into the bank as well. Hulan, Holland, Haulin. He actually is.
Oh yeah, I think I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. So that's good. He's willing to do that kind of thing. I also put in there about doing the guild lottery. That's one of the other things we're going to be doing is mount runs. Yeah, mount runs would be a good one, Zags.
I'm too fat to be running up mountains. What are you talking about?
Oh no, you're not too fat. You're just a little husky.
Hey, now he's calling me a dog. What's up with that?
What's up, dog?
Calling me a fat furry dog now, huh? I see.
Hell yeah. But you're my fat furry
Well,
dog.
I mean, in that case, you may not want to check your email then.
Oh, damn. Why? Did you slobber on it?
I don't know. Yeah. Drool everywhere.
So anyway, peeps, we are at the 5 o'clock hour. And we're going to call it for now. But if you guys have anything for us, want to talk, whatever, you can catch us on Discord. You can catch us here. Or catch us on Facebook. Murder is Free. You have a Facebook page too, right?
Yes, I do.
Give them that information, dear sir.
I have no idea what it is.
I think you need to work on that.
Let me pull it up here real quick.
Give them a link
I was actually, due to the beauty of wireless technology, I was in the other room. I was dumping a monitor out of a box. It is Murder and Spree Games.
Yep, look them up.
Or Gaming.
Gaming, he doesn't remember. But anyway,
yeah, Murder and Spree Gaming.
If you got questions, you can look us up on CNGGaming.com. You got CNG Gaming right there in Facebook. Here on Discord, here in our channels, and Murder over at Murdering and Spree Gaming. So you guys can find us wherever. And if you don't get a hold of us right away, we will get back to you as soon as we can, once we see the messages.
Most of mine is pretty simple. I'll go ahead and let everybody know. murderandspree@gmail.com. Pretty much everything I do is Murder and Spree at this point. So email me if you want to. It goes straight to my phone, so I'll get it right away.
Yeah, I've got Grimstout at cnggaming.com.
So there are plenty of ways to get in touch with us.
Yes, there is. There's no excuses.
Unless you just don't like us, and then, I understand.
I don't. I never understand. We're such likable guys.
Why are you lying?
I'm not. I'm sitting.
About to get struck by lightning.
It wouldn't be the first time. My son in the other room can vouch for this. I was sitting in my chair, my TV in front of me, because I had my computer on my TV, because it was the only monitor I had at the time was my 46-inch or 48-inch TV. So I was playing games on that. And I put my hand, I was on the phone with my mom at the time, who, by the way, she laughed at me when I got electrocuted. My hand was about a foot above my mouse when lightning struck just outside my window. And there was an arc, a blue arc that went from my mouse to my hand and burnt the palm of my hand.
Damn.
They say never trust a man with a Brett? You mean beard? Yeah. 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 Guy having a loaf on his face. Hey, that's kind of, that's called yeast infections. Huh? They got cream for that. But needless to say, that damn thing burned the palm of my hand, so I have been struck by lightning, and it honestly did nothing to my system. It did nothing to my computer. I checked my computer all the way through. I turned it off. I opened it up. I looked at the board. I checked all the wires. I checked everything. Nothing was wrong with the computer.
Huh.
I thought maybe just, maybe because it was static, maybe is what it could have been.
Yeah.
And it didn't affect like it would be if it was a surge. And if it was a surge, I have a surge arrestor that would have taken care of it. So, but yeah, so I'm a down to earth guy with my head in the clouds. I'm just that big, baby. I'm just that big. So anyway, peeps, appreciate everybody for stopping by. Zach, thank you very much for the conversations. And Murder, thank you very much, sir. And for Murder and myself, like I always say, friends don't let friends game alone. Peace.